The storm arrived without warning. Dark clouds rolled across the afternoon sky, swallowing the sunlight that had brightened the small town just moments earlier. Fierce winds bent trees sideways, rain crashed against rooftops, and roads quickly turned into rivers. In the middle of the chaos, a single father named Owen Carter rushed home from work, worried about the one person who meant everything to him, his 8-year-old daughter, Ava. But what happened that day would change both of their lives forever. Before we begin, if you believe kindness can change lives and that everyone deserves a second chance, please take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share this story with someone you care about, and subscribe to Heartwarming Tales for more emotional and inspiring stories. Owen's life had never been easy. 3 years earlier, he had lost his wife after a long illness, leaving him to raise Ava alone. Every morning began before sunrise. He worked long hours as a maintenance technician, rushed home to help with homework, cooked dinner, cleaned the house, and somehow found enough energy to make Ava smile before bedtime. Money was always tight. His old pickup truck constantly needed repairs, and bills seemed to arrive faster than paychecks. Yet despite the struggles, Owen never complained. He believed that as long as Ava felt loved and safe, everything else could be figured out later. That stormy afternoon, after picking Ava up from school, he noticed a luxury sedan stranded near the edge of town. The vehicle sat partially off the road, surrounded by muddy water. Most drivers sped past without stopping, eager to escape the worsening weather. Then Owen saw a woman standing beside the car. She appeared to be in her mid-30s, wearing a dark business suit now soaked by rain. Her hair clung to her face, and she looked exhausted. Something about her expression wasn't fear, it was disappointment, as if she had grown used to facing difficult situations alone. Without hesitation, Owen pulled over. The woman explained that her phone battery had died, her car had broken down, and the nearest service station was miles away. The storm had made everything worse. Many people would have offered directions and continued driving. Owen did something different. He invited her and her belongings into his truck and brought her to his modest home until the weather improved. The woman introduced herself as Victoria Hayes. She thanked him repeatedly, but Owen treated her kindness as something ordinary. To him, helping someone in need wasn't extraordinary, it was simply the right thing to do. At home, Ava greeted Victoria with the cheerful curiosity only children possess. She offered a warm towel and insisted Victoria take the most comfortable chair in the living room. Soon the small house filled with laughter as Ava shared stories about school projects, favorite books, and dreams of becoming a veterinarian. Victoria watched the father and daughter interact. The house was small. The furniture was old. Paint peeled from parts of the walls. Yet there was something rare inside those rooms. Love. Real, unconditional love. As the storm continued outside, Victoria found herself strangely comfortable. She accepted a simple meal of homemade soup and bread. Owen apologized several times for not having anything fancier, but Victoria secretly thought it was one of the warmest meals she had eaten in years. What Owen didn't know was that Victoria wasn't just another traveler. She was the CEO of one of the region's fastest-growing technology companies. Her business employed thousands of people. She owned luxury properties, attended exclusive events, and regularly appeared in business magazines. Yet despite her success, she often felt alone. Most people treated her differently once they learned who she was. Some wanted favors. Others wanted money. Very few cared about her as a person. That evening, Owen never asked what she earned, where she worked, or whether she was important. He simply cared that she was safe. The next morning the storm had passed. Bright daylight returned, washing the town in fresh sunlight. A tow truck arrived, and Victoria prepared to leave. Before she did, Ava handed her a small drawing. It showed 3 people standing beneath a rainbow. Victoria's eyes filled with tears. She promised she would never forget them. Weeks passed. Life returned to normal for Owen and Ava. Then one afternoon, Owen received a phone call that left him stunned. Victoria had tracked him down. She invited him and Ava to visit her company's headquarters. Confused but curious, they agreed. When Owen arrived, he was shocked by the massive glass building, hundreds of employees, and the realization that Victoria was not simply a stranded traveler. She was the woman leading the entire organization. Embarrassed, Owen worried he might have said something foolish during their time together. Instead, Victoria smiled. She told him that his kindness had reminded her of something she had almost forgotten, that success means very little if you have no one to share life with. Over the following months, Victoria remained in contact. At first it was occasional lunches. Then weekend activities with Ava. Then long conversations that seemed to pass in minutes. For the first time in years, Owen found himself looking forward to the future instead of merely surviving each day. Victoria felt the same. She admired Owen's strength, humility, and devotion as a father. Unlike the powerful executives she encountered daily, he never tried to impress anyone. He simply lived according to his values. One day, a crisis struck Owen's life. The company he worked for announced layoffs. After years of loyal service, his position was eliminated. Fear returned immediately. He worried about rent, bills, and providing for Ava. But Victoria saw an opportunity. Knowing his work ethic and practical skills, she offered him a management role within one of her company's community outreach programs. The position wasn't charity. He earned it. His leadership, integrity, and ability to connect with people quickly made him an invaluable member of the team. As months turned into a year, Owen's life transformed. The financial stress that had once weighed heavily on his shoulders began to fade. Ava thrived in school. Their small home became filled with laughter once again. Most importantly, Owen and Victoria grew closer. Their relationship wasn't built on wealth or status. It was built on trust. On shared values. On the memory of a rainy afternoon when one person shows kindness without expecting anything in return. Eventually, beneath a clear daytime sky in the same town where their story began, Owen asked Victoria to spend the rest of her life with him. Her answer came through happy tears. Yes. The crowd applauded, Ava cheered louder than anyone else, and for a moment it felt as though every hardship they had faced had led them to that exact moment. Special request: comment below with the word kindness if you believe one small act of compassion can completely change someone's life. Years later, Victoria would often say that the most valuable thing she ever gained wasn't a successful company or financial achievement. It was the family she found during a storm. And Owen would always remember that extraordinary blessings sometimes arrive disguised as ordinary opportunities to help someone in need. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Heartwarming Tales. Your support helps us bring more emotional and inspiring stories to people around the world. Never underestimate the power of kindness, because one simple act can change a stranger's life, and sometimes, it can change your own forever.